year of independence, an important milestone in the life of our Caribbean colleagues. It's an honor to share some opening remarks here on behalf of LACNIC. We are not only participating, but we are partnering this year with the CTU and ARIN in the convening of this space. And with this theme of advancing Caribbean digital development, what does this mean to us here in this year, 2022? Admittedly, we are at the tail's end of the global pandemic, with many countries being quite optimistic about talking about the situation as endemic. And of course, life moves on. We have witnessed numerous pivoting strategies and accelerated digital transformations across organizations over the last 2 years. Therefore, it is incumbent on us, as we speak about returning to normal, that we preserve the momentum and continue taking advantage of the paradigm shift that we were obliged to contend with. When we think, and we should really be thinking about how we can position Caribbean economies within the global internet economy, and may I dare say, just the global economy, considering the rate at which digital transformation itself is being globalized. LACNIC is keen to support discussion spaces such as these and other initiatives such as the Public Safety, Justice and Technical Forums as we refocus our mission to building regional community for a better global internet. Policy is a heartstring of digital transformation, and with that in mind, it's an absolute privilege to have among us these very esteemed speakers from regional digital ministries, regulators, academia, the iStar orgs, and other key actors. The Caribbean place in global policy setting is also a critical imperative for us as we are at the eve of the ITU's World Telecommunications Development Conference, and I trust that I'm reassured that we're going to have some really fruitful and fruitful discussions today, bearing all of these interlaying factors in mind. So without further ado, I'd like to thank you once again for being here. I'd like to thank ARIN and the CTU for having us this year as a co-partner, co-organizer of the activities, and I look forward to today's deliberations. And I guess we now hand over to our next speaker.
Yes, Kevon, you certainly do. Good morning, welcome. On behalf of the CTU Secretariat, CTU member states, I'm Rodney Taylor, Secretary General of the CTU, and I'm very pleased to be a part of this forum today with our staunchest partners, ARIN and LACNIC. Thank you all for joining us, and I hope that we have a very relaxed, fruitful, enjoyable discussion today on internet policy issues. Of course, this is not our first rodeo, as they say. We've worked with ARIN and LACNIC before to discuss issues of importance with respect to internet policy, and specifically within the Caribbean. And we aim to host these interactive and informative discussions on these public policy issues around the internet for the benefit of regional governments, internet governance stakeholders, and to inform policy development. Now, last year, we've, of course, we're in the heart of pandemic, and digital transformation was at the forefront of our discussions, in particular with respect to national development. Questions about digital transformation, how it can be implemented and how it can be achieved. And of course, the internet and connectivity is a critical piece of the puzzle. And last year, we emphasized the need for digital transformation, of course, leveraging the internet. But we also highlighted the priorities of the Caribbean, addressing the challenges of connectivity, digital inclusion, infrastructure development, and accelerating digital development with leaders and experts of ARIN, LACNIC, ITU, the World Bank, DIPLO Foundation, OAS, and the CTO, among others. Under the theme, Caribbean Priorities Within a Changing Global Internet, Ms. Doreen Bogdan-Martin, who incidentally is a candidate for the next Secretary General of the ITU, she addressed the challenges of connectivity for SIDS, or small island developing states, and the world, discussing the trends in global connectivity opportunities and challenges. She argued that the benefits of connectivity outweigh the complex set of challenges being connected brings to individuals, corporations, governments, and society at large. Discussions on twin priorities of strengthening Caribbean connectivity and enabling digital inclusion were held with panels on public policy priorities for Caribbean internet infrastructure development, where critical issues impacting connectivity efforts in the region and globally were shared, as well as public priorities for Caribbean digital inclusion. This included insights into digital inclusion challenges and opportunities in the region and ITU's efforts to address access inequality, perspectives and useful statistics on key issues to be considered in tackling digital inclusion in the region. The final of the forum of the day began with CTU sharing its vision and agenda for accelerating digital adoption in the Caribbean. And this included the importance of building regional internet infrastructure, including IXPs, the need for the region to present a unified voice in international fora, and the value of strategic partnerships. This address was followed by remarks from our development partners in CTEL, and this preceded a discussion on regulatory considerations for fostering digital transformation. And our second and final round table for the day focused on connecting the dots, practical actions for accelerating regional digital transformation. Continuing from the practical next steps discussion, this year, our expert speakers will address advancing Caribbean digital development within a changing global context. This is a natural next step to a digitally transformed Caribbean, which is needed to achieve 21st century government within a single ICT space. The impact of digital transformation is evident globally as corporate entities continue to leverage the Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, robotics, digital currencies, digital identities, and a whole range of technologies and innovation in our everyday to simplify the experience of everyday consumers. Incidentally, with respect to the issue of digital currencies, the CTU will be hosting a webinar next week, Friday, June the 3rd from 10 to 11:30 p.m., working with partners CaribCoin and Adventures, and we invite you to participate. You will excuse my shameless plug for our event next week, but we believe that this is also a very critical part of our discussion. I want to thank our speakers today for your time, for your efforts. We have some very interesting speakers lined up. I implore you to stay for the entire day and join us for our second session next week. And on that note, I will hand over to Mr. Bevel Wooding to speak on trends, challenges, and opportunities for achieving digital transformation in emerging economies as we continue to invest in the future of the Caribbean region, in the digital future of the Caribbean region. Thank you very much.